To be clear, before this video starts, there has never been a bigger Mike Tyson fan on the face of the earth than me. So don't misinterpret anything from this video. I am the biggest Tyson fan on earth. So surprise, after this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul story I'm going to tell you, there's a new story coming out of Hollywood, and a producer, a big movie producer, has a story about Sweeney that I think you guys are going to want to hear because you'll find it about as interesting as I did. So stick around after Mike Tyson and Jake Paul and listen to that.
When's the big nitrogen launcher trampoline basketball hot coals there? Sorry, Kirk, but thanks to Paige, I'm not doing dangerous dares anymore.
The amount of people that think Mike actually stands a chance against me, I'm gonna kill him.
Still want to with me? I guess Jake updated his policy on dangerous dares. Today we're going to look at the scariest clip of Mike Tyson of all time. Now this is all leading somewhere, but I realize there is a generation that does not know some of the really scariest quotes from Mike Tyson. It's all leading to the scariest one of all time. But I'm going to pepper some of these moments from when Mike was a much darker figure into this video. We're going to start with this one.
Speaking of history, you said one time that one of the things you've learned is that to succeed greatly, you have to be willing to fail greatly.
Oh, 100%. No one failed more than I did. I deserved all the credit I received. Nobody's seen more than I've seen. None of these fighters, none of these athletes. I'm the king of the barbarians. There's no one that could surpass me in the pain I've endured.
Who voluntarily fights that guy? So sometimes you see something on the internet that you literally laugh out loud at, and I definitely did that today when I saw an Instagram post about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson that was so good. It's like, I cannot wait to share this with you guys. And since it's probably a clip that a lot of you young guys are not familiar with, I would bet Jake Paul's not very familiar with it either, to be honest, because if he chose to fight Mike Tyson, he probably forgot that this Mike Tyson version existed. Another example.
Champion of the world, Mike Tyson. Then I'll illustrate my reign with bloodshed and pain. Then everybody will fear me.
I just literally died laughing because Mike Tyson, if you guys are not aware of his full career, I guess life/career, there are a lot of versions of Mike Tyson, and I want to go through those with you before I show you the clip of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul that everybody is going to be talking about on Instagram. And the first version is juvenile delinquent Mike Tyson, who's running around the streets of Brownsville, who's robbing people. He was arrested 37 times before he was 13. He was raised by the streets, period, right? There's that version of Mike Tyson. Then there's boxer Mike Tyson, and this is, young Tyson. Oh my God, this guy's going to be the youngest world champion ever, and all he does is box and study film and all that, custom auto, all that.
Bill Tyson, a wild, angry teenager from a nearby reform school.
Keep the head down when you come up with the H. Keep your head down. It's coming up. Yeah, I mean, it's not coming up, but it's starting to come up. You can make it perfect. It's good, but it's not perfect.
God! You know how many times I've watched that clip in my life? A billion. Then you have world champion Mike Tyson with no guidance, and he's doing blow, he's doing hookers, he's getting married, and he's spending money like no one ever has. He was gifting people $500,000 cars. That's how he's balling. And there's that Mike Tyson. Then there was a moment where he went to jail, right? He went to jail for grape, as you guys may remember. Here's a little interview from when he was in prison. I believe he's about to be asked how he survives in prison. And nothing could be more relevant to the clip that we're going to later in the video, which is the point of the whole thing.
How will Mike Tyson stay here and survive?
I don't know. It just happens. You know, I mean, you go through spurts in your life. One day is not a good day. You break one day. Sometimes you wind up going through the hole back and forth every now and then. But these turmoil times, they're necessary. Sometimes you have to go to the hole. Some things have to be done. You have to lose a year of your time. And I know it doesn't seem smart. You say, why is he doing it? But sometimes, I mean, you have to. I came in here a man, I'm going to leave a man.
Back and forth from the hole. I came in a man, I'm going to leave a man. I want you to remember that exact quote when we get to the entire point of the video, because I think it'll start to connect some dots for you. People have short memories, man. You remember the part where Mike had been arrested 37 times before he was 13 and he got pulled out of a reform school / boys home / juvenile detention center? The guy grew up in prison. This is not a world that he is unfamiliar with at all. And when he came out, you didn't really see how dark a figure he had become in jail until when he started getting a little bit depressed. And at that point, he started saying things where you're like, I realized there's this blank spot in his life where I'm not really sure how he was behaving. And it's like, well, when was that? It's like, oh, when he was in jail. And you're like, well, I guess we know that now because the way Mike Tyson was behaving based on the evidence I'm going to show you right here is if, let's say, hypothetically, you were a small white prisoner who happened to end up on Mike's cell block and he decided he thought you were pretty, there was a high probability that you were going to become a victim of his if he decided that you were going to be a girl for the week or the month or forever. You know what I mean? What, Jesse on Fire? That's a pretty crazy accusation to make. Is it, though? Is it? You know, so we'll watch the clip that demonstrates that. I'm going to show you some highlights of Mike Tyson knocking people out. And then we're going to watch George Masvidal talk about Jake Paul subsequent. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know how quickly it's going to get done, but that's what we're doing. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I love you guys. Go ahead and thank the sponsor of this video, Happy Hippo. And Happy Hippo is an incredible source of kratom. If you like creative ways to get that in your body, I cannot stress this enough. You are going to have an incredible time shopping on the Happy Hippo website. You've got powders, you've got energy shots, you've got taffies, you've got mugs, you've got dip pouches. You have literally every possible way that you could think of packaging kratom in an exciting way that it'll get in your body. You also get a great discount if you use promo code Jesse on Fire. So give them a run today. You will not be sad that you did. I don't know why you'd be sad ever, especially if you're using the Happy Hippo kratom. So go happyhippo.com, use promo code Jesse on Fire, shop around. They have all kinds of awesome stuff. So without further ado, let's get into the post that prompted this entire thing, and then I'm going to show you the full clip that's referenced in this Instagram post. Watch this. You are going to die laughing.
Heyo, I'm Jake Paul from Bizarre Var, and you're watching Disney Channel.
I'll f you till you love me,
Heyo, I'm Jake Paul from Bizarre Var, and you're watching Disney Channel.
I'll f you till you love me,
Heyo, I'm Jake Paul from Bizarre Var, and you're watching Disney Channel.
I'll f you till you love me,
Oh my God, dude. Okay, so I'm sure that a fair number of you guys have absolutely no idea where that clip of Mike Tyson's coming from, but I'm going to change that for you right now. I'm going to show you the full clip of that because it was probably the scariest moment of the guy who he was talking to's entire life. Guy picked a fight with the wrong version of Mike Tyson, you know, and Tyson reverted to, I'm on your cell block, I'm going to turn you into a girl. You look, oh, you think you're tough, white boy? You think you're a tough white boy? Watch this, okay? So this is Mike Tyson. This is the press conference before the Lennox Lewis fight. Probably the darkest that Tyson had ever been. I'm like, Tyson was not in a good place here, dude. Like, not in a good, an angry, very dangerous version of Mike Tyson. So I'm going to show you the full clip. I'm going to have to censor a lot of it because it'll get like super banned off of YouTube, I'm sure. But then we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to show you some knockouts of Mike Tyson's. Then we're going to go to George Masvidal saying some things also about Jake Paul. But let's watch this clip first, and then we can all comment on it together because if you don't remember this, here you go.
Put your mother in a straight jacket, you punk ass white boy. Come here and tell me that if I fuck you in your ass, you punk white boy. You f*** it. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch. F*** you hoe. Come and say in my face, f*** you ass for everybody. You bitch. Come on, you bitch. You're scared coward. You're not man enough to f*** with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world. Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white bitch. Scared of the real man. I'll f*** you till you love me,
Hey, do you doubt him, dude? Hey, do you doubt him? You pretty anybody half decent at reading people, you doubt him right there? If that guy, if you would have gone like this and Tyson was in a room alone with that guy that said that, what do you think happens? You think he's just going to beat him up? Look at that face, dude. That's a dude who's been in jail and took it from a dude that pissed him off. That face right there is the scariest human you could ever put eyes on. Jesse, how can you root for Mike Tyson after you know that he did that to someone? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know for sure, but you know, that came out of his mouth pretty fluidly. You know what I mean? Like, sounded like a thing that wasn't an empty threat. You know what I mean? So Jake Paul, let's watch that one more time and just imagine that he's talking to Jake Paul before this fight.
Put your mother in a straight jacket, you punk ass white boy. Come here and tell me that if I fuck you in your ass, you punk white boy. You f*** it. You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch. F*** you hoe. Come and say in my face, f*** you ass for everybody. You bitch. Come on, you bitch. You're scared coward. You're not man enough to f*** with me.
You can't last 2 minutes in my world. Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white scared of the real man. I'll you till you love me.
Jesus. Jesse, are you laughing at that? Yeah, I'm not a perfect person, man. So I was in the middle of recording a video that I'm doing about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, the next chapter, and I ran upon this particular article, and I was like, you know what? This is a moment where I wish that my channel had expanded to a place where I could put this on my main channel, because this is an incredible story. Sydney Sweeney is not pretty and cannot act. Movie producer Carol Baum claims. Who's Carol Baum? Not a nobody. Not a nobody. So we're going to talk about this because this is absolutely hilarious. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to rush by this. I didn't want to rush by this very not pretty girl that we're talking about. That is definitely not pretty. She can't act, and this movie producer cannot figure out why she's such a big deal. She literally said she can't figure out, like, what's going on. Why is she such a big star? You want to talk about the biggest dead giveaway of why these Hollywood dimwits do not know anything about their audience or why they're failing or all. And it's like, this is so perfect, dude. Thank you, Carol Baum, you ignorant moron. All right, so I'm going to talk about this right now because it literally tells us everything that we need to know about Hollywood and any other thing that we've been kind of scratching our head over for years. So I just want to give you the basic story before we get into it. Okay, so, by the way, I have been rewatching the O.J. Simpson documentary that is now on Netflix, the 6-part one or 5-part one. It's amazing, dude. Anyway, so Hollywood producer Carol Baum does not get the hype around Sydney Sweeney. There's an actress that everybody loves now, Sydney Sweeney, Baum said during a screening of her 1988 film, Dead Ringers. Great movie, by the way. I don't get Sydney Sweeney. I was watching on the plane Sydney Sweeney's movie because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to know who she is and why everybody's talking about her. Baum was referring to Sweeney, 26, and Glenn Powell's romantic comedy, Anyone But You, which is loosely based on William Shakespeare. Let's not pretend that there is a William Shakespeare backing for Anything About You. Let's not do that. She called it unwatchable. I said to my class, explain this girl to me. She's not pretty. She can't act. Why is she so hot? Baum said, recalling a discussion with her students at the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. Nobody had an answer. But then the question was asked, well, if you could get your movie made because she was in it, would you do it? She continued, I said, well, that's a really good question. That's a very hard question to answer because we all want to get the movie made and who knows, green light, blah, 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 blah. Now, super quick, let's just go over the background of this producer just so we can talk about her, background because she is a legitimate movie producer. Baum, whose producing credits included the 1991 Father of the Bride, great film, 92, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, isn't the only Hollywood figure who's been outspoken against Anyone But You, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so all these Hollywood people, right? They just can't figure it out. Like, what is it about Sydney Sweeney? I had to ask myself, like, does she have a point? What is it about her? She's not pretty. She's not hot. She's not talented. I don't know. I'm just going to leave this picture up for you guys while we discuss this topic. So in case you've been living under a rock for the last however long it's been, the female empowerment movement in Hollywood since the Weinstein incident has basically gone one very specific direction until very recently. And we would call that the girl boss era. And that is where girls have one way of establishing that they're powerful, and that is by beating up men and being more powerful than all the weakling men. The men are weak, the women are strong, and when we, establish what kind of strength we're talking about actual strength. Like, all the men in movies get beat up or are mentally weak or soft or sorry, and all the girls are strong, and they just take a man by his face and they say, I'll tell you what, sweet boy, how about I turn you into a girl? Why? Because I can. And they crush their face with their bare hands. And then a new male character comes out, and this one kind of looks like us, like guys like me and you who, like basically everyone who's ever been a fan of my channel would basically fall into the same category. And that guy comes in and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? Is that a guy that seems to be a little bit confident in themselves and maybe, I don't know, may have lifted weights before. What's he doing here? And they're all, he's the bad guy. You're all, oh, of course. And they're all, he's also completely devious. He has no good intentions. He's definitely not a hero. He is here to sexually assault women. He is here to take things that are not his. He's here to be racist, misogynistic, and terrible. And definitely 100% by the end of the movie, he is going to get obliterated. And you're all, huh? Who's going to obliterate him? They're all, well, obviously the woman who is much more powerful than him. You're all, powerful in what way? Physically. Much more physically powerful than him. It's like, oh, all right. So we're just mimicking real life. It's like, exactly. That's exactly what real life is like. Okay. And so as they've, really gone all in on that, the prophets have just gone like this, like this. And like this and like this and like this. And at the same time, they were like, also, there are two other mandates that we need to discuss. Number one, no more sexy girls. Wait, what do you mean? We're not going to be selling movies because a girl is sexually attractive. Okay, I know that the first Suicide Squad was kind of a shitty movie, but the only reason that it sold well is because they put Margot Robbie in those little booty shorts and made her look super sexy as Harley Quinn. But you know what? When we do Birds of Prey, the solo film where she's going to be the main character, I don't want her wearing skimpy things. I don't want to see her form. I don't want to see what her body looks like. I want baggy clothes. I want every single character to be wearing baggy clothes. I don't want a single person to buy a ticket to this movie because they're interested in looking at beautiful women. That's not why someone's going to go see this movie. Who's the director of that movie again? Let's take a look. Kathy Yan. Let's see what she said about Birds of Prey.
And what terrible crime is that?
This one. Congratulations on an absolutely eye-popping, jaw-dropping, pop art blast of an anti-hero movie.
Thank you.
I loved it. For those who are not in the know, can you please fill them in on exactly who Harley Quinn is and what her emancipatory journey in Birds of Prey involved?
Sure. Well, Harley Quinn is a comic book character. And she first appeared as Joker's girlfriend in Batman the Animated Series. And she just took on a life of her own. Even in the comics, she became a fan favorite. And I think partially it's because she is both very vulnerable, but also extremely powerful and funny and different than anything else. And
definitely not because she's pretty. Definitely not because she's sexy and she's very sexually driven in the comics and in previous movies. Had nothing to do with it.
She had a weird, wicked sense of humor, and I think people really love her for that. And so after she was introduced as Joker's girlfriend, she went on and had her own series and became an anti-hero of sorts.
Okay, so super quick, guys. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and fix the screen for you guys. Oh, why did we change that? Because bam. Sorry, let's keep this 100. So when I think comic book hero and director of comic book movie, I think who understands the brain of the fan of comic books? Comic books are generally read by who? Well, I would say around 96% men. 96? 98. Okay. So you would think that you would want to cater to a male brain. That's correct, of course. And so you hired that girl to interpret comics to make your movie. And when you interviewed her about what makes Harley Quinn exciting to people, and she never mentioned hot and high sex drive as one of the reasons that people are interested in that character, she didn't mention that, that gave you no concerns. Of course it gave us no concerns. This is Hollywood in 2019 and 2020, okay? We're not doing that anymore. You're not doing that anymore. That's right. The male audience is just going to have to get used to it, okay? It's women power time. Well, so when you say that the men are going to have to get used to it, are you saying that they're going to have to buy tickets to your movies? Well, yeah, they're going to go to the movies. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Men have always gone to the movies. What else are they going to do, okay? We've made a industry-wide decision. So they can either just not go to the movies or they can accept the New World Order. What if I told you they're going to just choose to not go to the movies? I don't think that's correct. All right. Well, I'm from the future, and they are going to choose to not go to the movies. That's what's going to happen. I don't believe you. So get out of here, you chauvinist pig. So like every other thing that these freak weirdos do, they just assume that they can ignore biological reality Like the procreation of the human race is driven on this concept. Men are sex-driven lunatics who are constantly sexually attracted to girls, which feels like hunger for food to a man. Women are attracted to men for different reasons, and they are very selective about which man they let procreate with them. That's why it's not the same thing. Women don't feel sex drive like hunger for food. For what? For food. Some of them do, very small number. Most of them, it's different. Their sex drive is generally associated with, oh, I trust this guy. I have vetted him and I would like to have sex with this guy. And that is how we make sure that we get the best genetic pairing. And so like a girl like Sydney Sweeney, who looks like that, okay, she's got her pick of the litter, right? Like, is she just going to go like, yeah, hey, who here wants to have sex? And everyone's all, me. She's all right, well, I'll just take each of you one by one. Is that how that works? No, it's not, And so when you make comic book movies, if you ignore that your entire customer base is like, you can lead them around by the nose in this extraordinarily simple way that you are choosing not to do, I think you're going to see a big time suffering in your revenue bottom line. And here's the other thing. This is the funniest thing about these idiots, these stupid girls who have somehow put themselves in charge. What is the most powerful weapon that a girl has? What's like the most powerful thing that a girl has, right? Actually, what's the most powerful thing that anyone has? Why is Harvey Weinstein a powerful figure all the way up until when he got caught for his sexual indiscretions? Why was he so powerful? He's a big, fat, sloppy loser. Why was he able to pull the things that he was able to pull? Because he's a disgusting chauvinist pig. Wrong. It's because he had something that all the girls wanted. Okay? All of the girls that he interacted with wanted something from him. So he was able to either get it willingly from them or put them in a position where they were so trapped, which they never would have gotten into otherwise, because they wanted something so badly that he was able to give to them if he decided to do that. That's power, okay? We don't just like beat people up and drag them around in real life. In real life, that's not real life anymore, okay? Now, in some cases, we could talk about the use of force to take what you want, but the real power is in having something that other people want, and that gives you power over them. And we could basically disseminate that through all society. That's real power. So hypothetically, going over the conversation that we just had, what is the thing that girls have that puts them in such tremendous positions of power? What is it, Oh, that's right. So a girl like Sydney Sweeney with her perfect boobs that everybody's been staring at this entire time. Every straight dude and lesbian girl on earth can't stop thinking about what that boob would taste like. Good God. I wonder what that thing would do if I moved it like this. I wonder what her waist would feel like if I put my hands around it like this. Good God, I can't even look at her. She's so hot. And then she goes, hey, could you go get me a milkshake? It's like 2 miles away. Yeah. I would prefer that you walk to go get it. Okay, I'm gonna go get it. So that's real life. So was the power because she can beat up the guys? Is that what made her powerful? Because she could beat them up? She's just so powerful because she knows 100 martial arts and is somehow freakishly strong? Nope. Okay. So when you do this idiotic bullshit where you take all sexuality out of the female stars, you know what you're doing is you're disempowering girls, you fucking idiots, okay? You are taking the one thing that is the fucking ace in the hole for every girl on earth who is even moderately sexually attractive, and you are taking it away from them and making them feel shame if they play that up. Okay. Now, there are girls where that's the only weapon they have, and it's the only thing they do. OnlyFans girl. It's all they know how to do. It's like, look at how sexy I am. Give me your money. Pathetic. Okay. Because it is also like a cheat code. Oh, all you're going to do is use your fucking cheat code. But a smart girl who has that and is also smart can use it without giving it away. Okay. You don't have to be like, la, 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 la. It's implicit. It's underlying, right? Maybe. I didn't say maybe. She just knows that you're thinking maybe. She didn't give you any indication you're actually going to get to taste what her boobs, what do my boobs taste like? But it's a weapon they can use. But you've made it illegal for them to even use the weapon. So all of a sudden, there's a new girl in Hollywood who looks like that. And it's like, what is it with Sydney Sweeney? You're all, oh, you mean the first girl in a very long time to openly kind of play up the fact that she's like, yeah, look at this body. You guys like that? I don't care. I'm not afraid of the male gaze. That's an exact quote from Sydney Sweeney recently. She actually said that. She's like, I'm not afraid of the male gaze. I don't care. She knows martial arts. By the way, she's a Trumper. In case you guys did not know that, 100%, okay, she'll never say it publicly, that girl is a Trumper. Her mom and dad had a birthday party, and it was make whatever great again. It was like her family birthday, and it was make blah, blah, blah great again. As a matter of fact, let me find that for you guys in case you guys think I'm making that up. Sydney Sweeney said that people who wore those MAGA-style caps to her mom's viral birthday party thought it'd be funny as she addressed fans' misinterpretations. Oh, did they misinterpret it? Or is Sydney Sweeney a Trumper and is not going to tell you because she knows that the people in her industry are psychos, but she is a Trumper, and that makes her even sexier. Obviously. Now, what is it about this girl? She's not pretty. What about this would be, catapulting her to the top of the Hollywood hierarchy all of a sudden? I look at that body and I think, ew, she's playing up her sexuality. Why would she be succeeding? We've already established the rules, right? Biology doesn't matter. All of human history doesn't matter. The way that we procreate and then, perpetuate the human race, none of that matters. The feminists in Hollywood have decided that this is not hot anymore. This is not sexy. You know what's sexy? Is my brain. When I'm eating a granola bar, wearing a big baggy blanket, and telling everyone that Star Wars cannot have male heroes anymore. That's what's sexy, okay? Who are you trying to attract again? Other women. I'm queer. Okay. And who decides where we go to the movies? What do you mean? Well, you guys are in the business of selling movie tickets. Who is generally the person who says, let's go see that movie today? I don't know. I've never thought about it. Well, it seems like that might be something that would be beneficial for you to think about since you guys are collapsing the industry completely. Actually, what collapsed the industry was the pandemic. It changed the way people watch movies. Really, how do you explain the success that Top Gun had? What? How do you explain the success that Top Gun had? I don't know. Patriarchy. Mm-hmm. But it was wildly successful. And you know what? It had a female fighter pilot in it. So obviously men are not like repelled by strong women. It was just like, they also like to have strong male heroes that they can identify with and aspire to. All I heard was blah, 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 blah. I'm a bigot. Right. And this is why you should not be in the position that you're in. And when you guys rooted out all of the scumbag guys who were the talent behind the entire Hollywood machine, you destroyed your entire industry. Everyone's running scared because they know that you girls could just point at any guy and go, he is a sexual assaulter, and you could not only destroy their career, but you could destroy their life. So none of them want to establish, none of them want to say anything negative to you guys because they're terrified of you. But you guys are the example of why feminism does not work. You are self-important, self-aggrandizing morons who do not understand the way the world works. And it seems as though this pretty girl in the bikini is 10 times smarter than all of you guys. And she's 26 years old. She's been kicking your ass for years. All she did is just go, yeah, I'm pretty. My boobs are beautiful. I'm going to show them to people, and I'll let guys fantasize about me. I don't care because it's going to get me the jobs that I want, and I'll get to make the movies that I want to make. And by the way, they are incredible, as you all know because you've all seen them. You're a disgusting pig, Sydney Sweeney. But I'm taking all the money, and you are doing Star Wars. Good luck with that, you fucking freaks. Anyway, so I love this story, and Sydney Sweeney's awesome. She's a Trumper, and let's never forget that, okay? Girls that look like her are generally speaking Trumpers. Not Emily Ratajkowski, but she has no talent, and she would just literally be whatever she thought was going to be the most popular. So kudos to Sydney Sweeney. Fuck all the haters, and that's what we got today. I love you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.